Hey everyone, Michelle Freer here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha. So here we go again. Trudeau, he just can't let go, and he's going to burn the entire building down with him when he goes. So finally, he sort of resigns, but he can't even quit properly. Prorogues Parliament, which means he shuts down Parliament, which means nobody can hold him to account. So he can go and do whatever he pleases, whenever he pleases. And then today, what we learn is that he wants to stack the Senate with his insiders, his friends, liberal partisan hacks before he resigns. So for those of you who don't understand how this works, and a lot of people don't, you have the House of Commons, which is the lower house, and you have the Senate, which is the upper house. So if policy or legislation comes through, it has to go through a rigorous process in the House of Commons, whereby there's a first, second, third reading. It's often studied at committee if it's a bill, and it has to pass. You have a vote, and it has to pass by a majority of MPs in order for it to then go to the Senate. The Senate is supposed to be sort of a guardrail for Canadians. It was originally intended to be a guardrail to make sure that things weren't being passed with haste, but also that there was that third set of critical eyes on legislation to make sure that it was fair and balanced. But you can imagine inside corruption what happens if you are appointed to the Senate. So senators do not have to be elected. They are appointed by the Prime Minister. And so you can see where the corruption starts to unfold, right? So he is planning on the Liberal leadership, if Justin Trudeau cared about our democracy, he would wait until after a general election when the Canadian people have given a democratic mandate to a new government. Instead, he's planning on filling 10 Senate vacancies with Liberal partisans who won't have to retire until they're 75 years old. 75 years old. So here's the question, this is corruption to its core, which is normal, which we've seen as a normal practice for Liberals. But here's where we're calling on you, and we're calling on the Liberal leadership candidates. The Liberals are in a leadership race. They're going to pick a new leader by March 9th. Right now, you have Mark Carney, Chrystia Freeland, Karina Gould, and there's a couple other people. If they're serious, then they should denounce this publicly, because this is the most undemocratic thing that can be done. And if they're serious about democracy, and if they say they really care about listening to people, then they should be doing that right now. They should be denouncing it. Listen, the only way out of this mess is an election.